everyone, nice to see you all back on your mats. My name is Sylvia and today I will show you a little sequence to open up your shoulders. If you haven't warmed up yet, I would suggest you watch my little warm-up video just to get everything nice and stretchy before we start, as some of the shoulder openings are quite intense. If you've warmed up and you're ready to go, we dive right in. We start in cat-cow. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, knees in line, wrists with your hips, spread your fingers wide, and you can either flatten your toes or tuck your toes under. That's totally up to you. Take a deep inhale, belly drops down, open your chest, look up towards the ceiling, exhale, chin to chest, round your back, look towards your belly button. Inhale, open the chest, tailbone tilts up, look up, shoulders back. Exhale, chin to chest, round your back, press the mat away with your hands. Inhale, belly down, chest up, look up. Exhale, chin to chest, round your back like an angry cat. Do 3 more. Inhale, belly down, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open your chest, look up, belly down. Exhale, sock your belly in, round your back. One more, biggest inhale so far. Exhale, round. And then come back into tabletop first. Next, we find ourselves in child's pose. Bring the big toes together. Bring your big toes together. Sit back onto your heels and just walk your hands forward. Rest your forehead onto the mat. Just catch your breath here. Inhale, come back into all fours position and go into puppy pose. So you want to keep your knees in line with your hips. So hands go forward. Again, you can flatten your toes or keep them tucked. See whatever feels good for you. And your upper body melts down towards the mat. You don't want to touch your nose to the mat though, or your forehead. So your head is not touching the mat, but your upper body is just relaxing down. So this is passive puppy. If you want to stay active, you can form domes, arches and domes with your hands and really keep the arms engaged. Keep your stomach sucked in and keep pushing your hips back so they stay in line with your knees. So you can stay here and active, or you can release your arms down into passive puppy. Take 3 more breaths. And with your next inhale, slowly come back into all fours position. Next is thread the needle. Your right arm slides under your body all the way to the left until your shoulder touches the floor. Left arm out as far as you can. For this posture, you can actually rest your head onto your mat. Keep your hips square if you can. Again, stomach slightly sucked in, core engaged. Hips keep pushing back. And your left arm keeps reaching towards the front of the mat. Hold it here for a few breaths. So keep reaching your left hand forward, keep pushing your hips back in line with your knees. One more big breath. And Put your left hand back under your shoulder, come back into all fours, and we go to the other side. Left hand slides under your body all the way to the right. Left shoulder on the mat, right arm out towards the front of the mat. Try to keep your hips nice and square. Right arm keeps reaching as far as you can, and rest your left ear, onto your mat. So stomach is slightly sucked in, core engaged. Keep pushing your hips in line with your knees, and the right hand keeps reaching forward. A few more breaths here. One more breath. Place your right hand back under your right shoulder and come back into all fours position. We're going to a child's pose with using a block now. So sit your hips back onto your heels. If you want to do this with a block, have a block out in front of you and place your elbows onto the block. You can put your hands together and then just see that the distance between your elbows and your hips is far enough so you feel a nice stretch. So let your upper body just melt in between your thighs. Lovely stretch in your shoulders here. Alternatively, you can also have the block out in front, holding onto the block. See what suits you today. Keep sitting your hips back. And with your next inhale, coming back onto all fours. Next is dolphin. So you want to start off by measuring the distance of your arms, and you can do this by just grabbing your opposite elbow and then bring your forehands parallel onto the mat. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees up, lift your hips up. So you can bend one knee straight and one, they might be a little stiff. Keep your stomach sucked in. And then walk your feet forward. Keep pushing your hips back. So we're holding it here for a few breaths. And drop your knees onto the floor. Just sit back into rabbit. Bring your forehead onto the mat or touching the knees if you can. Crown of your head on the mat. Interlace your 10 fingers behind you. And then just lift them up and try to get them over your head. Nice deep stretch in the shoulders. Please don't try and move your head while you're in this position. Stretch them arms up one more time. And then slowly bring them down. You can rest them on either side. Just regain your breath here. When you're ready, place your hands under your shoulders. Slowly roll yourself up vertebra by vertebra. Head comes up last. We find ourselves in seating Japanese style. A few more breaths if you want to roll your shoulders back and forth. Finishing the class together. It was a pleasure guiding you today. Namaste.